Hi, my name is Sherry Drake and I'm with the Sandals Woodcrest worship team. I've been on the worship team for probably about 4 or 5 years now. I joined when we were back at Miller Middle School, so it's been a while. I was actually attending Sandals probably 4 or 5 years before I tried out for the worship team. I was intimidated. I kept saying, I'm not good enough. I need to lose a few pounds. Maybe I'm too old for this. But I kept hearing Matt say, you need to serve your church. You need to get connected. And since music was my passion, I went ahead and tried out and I made it. So I've really enjoyed being part of the team. You know, the camaraderie is amazing. I've made so many friends by being part of the worship team. And the other thing I love is I love worship nights. Every quarter or so, we get together as a big church with all the worship teams from all the campuses, and we worship, and it's powerful. We've got, people are just worshiping, raising their hands. The voices are amazing. The music is really loud. It's a great night. I love it. But also just serving my church is really important to me because I have a 17-year-old daughter who was, I guess, 13 or 12 when I started on worship team, and it's really important for me that she sees me serving my church. And since I started serving, she serves in the kids department, so that's pretty amazing for a mom to see that happen. Also, it's really important for me that she sees me modeling worship. She can see me in the congregation worshiping, but I think because she knows it's my passion, I think it's important that she sees me modeling worship, me raising my hands and proclaiming in front of the church that Jesus is my King and that I love the Lord. So that's really important to me as well. The thing about worship is it's such a strong medium. Pastor Matt's sermons are amazing and they're great, but sometimes people are reached just as much, if not more, by the music, by the words that we're singing. A couple years ago, I was on worship team, and between first and second service, I got a text. And the text told me that one of my really good friends had passed away. I knew it was coming, but it still was heartbreaking for me, and I started to cry, And my worship team just surrounded me. They laid hands on me. They prayed for me. They lifted me up. We lifted up the family in prayer that had lost a loved one. And it was such a good place to be at that moment for me. And then I went back up on stage for second service, did pretty good. And then we got to this song. It's called Do It Again. And the words say, your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You've never failed me yet. And I lost it. I started to cry, and I was heartbroken. So fast forward a couple months, and I met a lady at Bible study, and she said, hey, you're on worship team, aren't you? I said, yeah. She said, yeah, I thought that was you. She said, I brought my daughter a few months ago, and she doesn't like to go to church. She didn't really want to be there, but she was really impressed. She said, everybody greeted her. They were so friendly. Pastor Matt's sermon was amazing. She said, but she was really touched by the music. I said, oh, great. She said, yeah. She said, you were on worship team that day. She said, and you started to cry. She said, and I could just really see that you were worshiping. And she said, my daughter said that was just so authentic to her, so real. She said, and she's still coming back, so she's coming back. And to me, that just said, I never know how God might use me when I'm leading worship. I don't feel like I'm leading worship. I feel like I'm a lead worshiper, and when you're being authentic and real in what you're doing, I think it can bless people. And so you just never know. And so I say to you, if you're considering being on worship team, try out, because you never know how God's going to use you. You don't know, what God's plan is. God knows the plan. So if you're considering trying out, just do it. If you are young, old, need to lose a few pounds, feel intimidated, just try out. And we look forward to seeing you. God bless.